Lena had always preferred solitude. The small wooden cabin deep in Black Hollow Forest was perfect, no neighbors, no noise, just the rustling of leaves and the occasional hoot of an owl. She had moved there for peace, to escape the chaos of city life. But peace never came. The first night, she heard a soft knock at the front door. It was subtle, almost hesitant. Tap, tap, tap. Lena frowned. It was nearly 2 a.m. No one should be out here. She grabbed a flashlight but hesitated before opening the door. Peering through the peephole, she saw only darkness and the shifting silhouettes of trees. When she opened the door, the night greeted her with silence. No footprints in the dirt. Just the wind sighing through the trees. She convinced herself it was nothing. Maybe an animal, or just her tired mind playing tricks on her. The next night, the knocking returned. Tap, tap, tap. This time, she ignored it, curling deeper under her blankets. Her heart pounded as she lay awake, waiting, listening. Then the whispers began. They came from the woods, soft and urgent. At first, they were too faint to understand, but night after night, they grew louder. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't animals. It was voices, murmuring, pleading, calling. By the fifth night, she was sure they were saying her name. Lena, come outside. The thought made her skin crawl. She stayed inside, locking the doors and windows. But fear crept in, slithering into her bones like ice. One evening, as she was chopping wood, she found something that made her stomach twist. Footprints. Small, bare feet imprinted in the dirt, leading from the tree line straight to her porch. And worse, they weren't leaving. Whoever, or whatever, had made them never walked back into the forest. That night, Lena barely slept. She kept a knife under her pillow, jumping at every creak of the old cabin. Then, at 2:13 a.m., the knocking returned. Only this time, it wasn't at the door. It was at her bedroom window. Tap, tap, tap. Lena's breath caught in her throat. She lay frozen, her back to the window, gripping the knife so tightly her knuckles turned white. Then she heard it. A whisper, so close it felt like someone was standing just behind her. Lena. Trembling, she turned her head ever so slightly toward the window. A face stared back at her. Pale, hollow eyes. A mouth stretched into an unnatural grin. Skin too smooth, too waxy, like a mask over something that wasn't human. It didn't blink. It didn't move. Then the lights flickered. The whispers outside turned into frantic, desperate voices. The room grew colder, the air thick and suffocating. Lena squeezed her eyes shut, heart hammering in her chest. A sudden noise, wood splintering, a door creaking open. She wasn't alone in the house anymore. The whispers turned into laughter. Then, silence. By morning, the cabin was empty. Lena's car was still parked outside. Her belongings untouched. But she was gone. No one ever found her. The locals knew better than to look. Black Hollow Forest had taken its share over the years. Travelers, campers, hikers, they all disappeared eventually. The ones who stayed long enough heard the whispers, the knocking, the laughter. And at 2:13 a.m., the knocking continued. Waiting for the next one.